Hey guys, so today's question comes from Nicholas. Nicholas left this question on our YouTube about some pain he was experiencing after he rolled out his calves. Now, Nicholas also talks about tightness he's experienced over his calves, and this is the first time he's done it, so we'll talk about that in just a second. Now, for anyone who has experienced rolling out your calves, it can be extremely painful, especially if you've never done it before. Now, the one thing that I will talk about Nicholas in specific, so that he's never actually foam rolled or rolled out his calves in any way, think of it as a deep tissue massage. Anybody that's ever been to a deep tissue massage, they're gonna work and move muscles in ways that you've never actually gotten worked before. So the next day there's some new soreness because muscles have moved and worked in ways they never have. So there can be some excess soreness. Now, the first thing you have to separate, is it excessive soreness, pain, or just discomfort, okay? So that's the one thing I would also talk about. But what I told Nicholas we would do is show him some of the stretches that I like to do before I work out each day. Now, regardless of what I'm doing, I cannot think of any workout that I do that does not involve a power position, a squat, a portion of a squat, or something. Now, anytime we're doing that, we have a lot of tightness in our calves that need to be worked out every time. When someone goes to work out, it's very obvious if they have tight calves. They're gonna have these very vertical shins. There's no knees pushing forward or towards the toes. That's a really big sign of tight calves that it can alleviate it. So I always recommend rolling out with a barbell in the back of your calves. It can be very painful, but it does do some tempering to the calf and helps warm it up and break up some of the tissue prior to actual exercise, and it's great for recovery as well. So I'm about to work out. I told Nicholas I would show him some of the stretches I like to do to also fix my calves before a workout, just to lengthen them out, prime them out a little bit before we get into some physical activity. It's 3 major stretches that I work on with my calves, and we're gonna go over those.
So the first stretch, guys, that I like to work on is just your typical calf stretch. You can do this on a wall, a rig, pole, whatever you can find. Using it as an anchor to hold on to, and as well as moving the base of my heel as close to the positioning as you can see. The higher the angle of the foot, the better the stretch of the calf. If it's too low, and you'll see that just in a moment, you really don't get a good stretch. But once this is here, I don't have my knee fully locked, but it is straight, and I am leaning in to the pole. And as you can see right here, once your foot is down, it allows a lot more play in the knee, a lot more bend, and you're really not going to get a stretch in the calf. This is something particularly you want to stay away from when we're working on that calf stretch. As I was doing this warming up for my own workout, I found out very quickly how much tighter my left side, which is the injured side of my knee, was than my right side. I actually went back after this video and did this stretch for a lot longer, as well as the next one you're going to see, because of the tightness I felt just by demonstrating these videos. Now, this one here, guys, is going to stretch more of the Achilles, and that's definitely going to help with that forward traction of the knee. So same setup, same anchoring position, but now we're going to squat down a little bit and try to move our knee in towards the wall or pole or rig, whichever we're going to use. And same thing, you want to do this about 1 to 2 minutes each side, switching back and forth, controlling your breathing in between, of course. And again, with this one, as soon as I move the left side, you'll see how I have a bend on the right knee, how hard it was for me to bend my left one, just because of how tight my ankles and everything in that connective tissue was. Like, I had to squat down a lot further to get a big deeper stretch, but it really helps hit that Achilles before moving into any movement that requires ankle mobility. Now, this is one that I like to use a lot. It's a modified goblet squat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop down to a good solid squat, leaning side to side. Now, when I'm in this goblet squat position, the one thing I like to do is take my elbow, push it up side, again, my knee. So I'm also getting a nice growing stretch and pushing that leg out further, so that I can come up to the toe on one side and really get a nice stretch in the calf. And again, when we're doing this one, the first thing I noticed is how much tighter I am on that left side than I am that right side. Part of this is due to that knee injury. I can't wait to get that looked at and get this alleviated. But this is a really good go-to one, guys, especially if you don't have an anchor position, a wall, or something to work on with the calf or Achilles stretch. Definitely try this one out.
So that's it, guys. Those are stretches I like to use for my calves. I'd love to hear from you guys what you guys like to do from yours as far as priming them for a workout, how you like to get it going. These are just what works for me. It doesn't work for everybody else, but give them a try. If you have tight calves, I promise you there's absolutely no way that you can't do some of these stretches that will not improve your overall mobility in your ankles, your motion, traction of the knees going forward to the toes. Promise these will all work out, guys. Good luck. See you in the gym.